What's up, people? Broddi here. Just waiting on everybody else. Waiting on people. Smoking my Clint Eastwood cigar. See who's on. I know it's Friday, man. Everybody's going to be out doing stuff. Not a lot of guys want to sit and talk to Broddi. Come on, man. Let's rock. Waiting on you guys. EDC, my 4 Max. I love this knife, man. I might just have to buy a second of these, the knives you like. I've got multiple of the same knives that I like, like the Down Under knives and the Western 49s and the Spadas and stuff like that. I think I need another 4 Max. One just ain't enough. Man, I just watched Joe Doomsday's channel. He got the San Mai Trailmaster. Damn, that's sweet. That's like a grill knife. And while I was watching that on my phone, I was watching a video on my laptop at the same time, watching Cowboy Sebop Knives TV, showing this Spada large, and wondering if, asking the question, was it the XL or the large used in the Mickey work scene in Expendables? And I could tell you it was the large. I'm a kind of a Spada connoisseur. I got several of them too, and man, gotta say I love them. I see we got a viewer. Not sure who you are. It's not showing who you are. Whoever you are, hello. Who we got? Tennessee. Have I talked to you before, bro? I mean, if I haven't, welcome. If I have, good to see you again. I'm here in Wisconsin, Green Lake, Wisconsin. Gotta say, I wouldn't. What's up? Here comes everybody. Holy shit. Don't smoke, huh? The Netherlands. Woo! Dang, you guys are from everywhere, man. Don't smoke. What does that say? I just don't smoke. Sorry, but I'm smoking. And who is TP? Oh, I don't know what that is, man. What? Fresno. Stoner. Might be. So you're going to make me look that word up, huh? Let's see here. Fiend. Is that what it is? Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm a fiend, brother. I go long periods of no smoking. That's what I'm saying, brother. Fiend, okay. Yeah. I do get it. I can, I probably shouldn't say anything. Let's just put it this way. It's extremely, 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 extremely cheap here. Yeah, it's cheaper than cigarettes. It's cheap. $20 a circle. It's cheap. Yeah. So anyway, I got some knives, man. I think we'd talk and Just watching the Cowboy Bebop and Joe Doomsday, some of the great knife channels that are out there. You know, I've been talking to some, but Uncle Junk. Which one? What do you got there, brother? I don't know if I ever showed this one. I think I have, but everybody knows what the Buck 119 is. This is like the Buck 119 on steroids. This is the Buck Field Mate. This one is brand new, old stock. This reason I'm showing you this is I had one of these back in the 80s and somebody stole it from me. Kind of really upset me, man. It was so small in my hand, but it's about right now I talk about a lot of knives. I originally started out as knives, but I've run chainsaws, motorcycles, Invicta watches. It's like a guy channel, you might want to say, like guy things. I mean, there's some things you might not be interested in, just scroll past it, ignore it, that's not bothered me any, but I've done a little everything. Apparently my saw videos were the most popular because I went back and looked at them and the views on them and the subscribers I got for them. It's like ludicrous, man. It was a lot more than I thought. But I originally started as a knife channel. I'm whatever I got going on. I've motorcycle stuff several times, tools, generators. So yeah. Anyway, I was showing this. This is the same size as the 119. I didn't grab the 119. I could grab it, but I just wanted to show you that. I mean, if this should look familiar to you, if you know what the Buck 184 is, the Buckmaster, how it's got these teeth here and then this here. This was a like a Buckmaster Light or Buckmaster Small. And of course, I got a Buckmaster here. I'm going to use it, compare it to. This might not be a very good comparison because this one's really fancy. But you can see it's a little bit smaller, but the teeth are the same. You see how this has got the serrated teeth up here? It's so shiny, it's hard to get it in there, man. But it's the same thing. Just a small version. I thought that was pretty cool, man. I always liked this knife. And it takes a crazy edge, man. I'm telling you. Crazy edge. You got the Team I can't talk tonight. Version of that knife. I have that knife too. I could go get it. It's a clone, and it looks really good until you see it right next to the 184. Then it's just painfully obvious the 184 just blows it away. But if you don't have anything else, and you got that version, it's a pretty good copy, man. It seriously is. The sheath is dead on for sure. The knife on the copy version has aluminum handle, I believe. There's some sharpening. If you go into my videos on my channel, you'll find different everything. And I've been starting to slowly organize everything into categories there. And there's video grouping in there, and I have some sharpening videos. And actually, some of them they're not mine. It was somebody else's. It's just I thought he did a better job at explaining it and showing it. He's just really good. It was Mr. Easy Cooking Richard Blaine. I bet them videos are on my channel, so you can find them if you're looking to, figure out how to sharpen. It's really not hard. It's mostly just sticking to that same angle over and over. Yeah, I'm not going Iran, man. Don't even get me started on that shit. I don't think you guys like my political view. And no, I'm not a fucking liberal. Fuck them too. I'm pissed off about all that shit. I know why we're in Iran. There was only 2 countries left that didn't join the Jew bank. That's what's going on. What does that one say? So the other one does have an aluminum handle. It's a little bit lighter. The blade is thinner. The shape is the same. The length is the same. The sheets are the same. Um, it's a good call. I could go grab it real quick. It's the Rothko. That's the one I have. I know there's other versions, but the Rothko Ramster, I have that. I've had two of them. I had a black one. I gave it away, and then I have a silver one now, like the silver Buckmaster. But like I said, when you put them side by side, there's no comparison. I know they call this the Alamo Bowie, but this is used to be Colt Knives used to make this knife. I've showed this before. It was the Colt 410 something, but now it's the Old Smoky. Colt quit putting their name on it, making them, so it's the same exact knife. But I thought these are pretty good looking knives. Little pins in the handle. You can see the full tang. Kind of reminds me of the Bud K El Paso Bowie that was around for a while. Another one I gave away. I wish I'd have kept because they don't make it anymore. It's like, how many of them knives that come along and we take them for granted. Oh, it's just a cheap knife. I can replace it later at any time. And the next thing you know, they don't make it no more and you're not replacing it. And now the knife value just tripled or quadrupled. You know what I'm saying? I do have another version of that knife. Colt also made a stag handle version of it, and so does Old Smoky now. Both of these knives, even when they were Colt and Old Smoky, were available on Smoky Mountain Knife Works. This one, if you like stag, same handle size and all that, just in stag. Same small pins. This one's just coming in too bright. Yeah, I really like these. Probably about 3/16 or maybe a hair under. Pretty sharp. They both come in similar sheaths, man. And you guys have any questions or knives you want to see or subjects we want to talk about? How many people we got watching? We got 3, it says. So everybody's kind of quiet now. I'm probably hoping it pissed everybody off. Oh well. Still been playing with this M-Tech. I really like this. I just need a sheath for it. That's 3/16 or pretty close to it. Can't believe I've seen somebody break this knife. They were batoning with it. I mean, what do you buy a knife like this and baton with? I mean, I don't know. I mean, my opinion of batoning, it's like a YouTube survival skill, not a real life survival skill. It's just, get me some views. Look at me, I look cool, doing it, in their backyard or some park somewhere. Everybody quiet. Everybody's gone. Or it's Friday night. No questions nowhere. Anything anybody wants to see? I like to feed off of you guys, man. It gets me going. Talking to myself's a little rough. I do enough of that already. Everybody quiet. Got 2 watching. 2 likes. No big deal. I was off today and yesterday. I'm gonna be off Saturday and Sunday too. I just come from the gym, got my workout in. Yeah, seems to be kind of. Now do we have? What's up, Chrisville? All right. Now we got some people. How you doing tonight, brother? How long have I been knife collecting? I talked about that on one video before. I don't mind talking about it again either, but I've always been into knives. I think, first knife I ever got was in the 1970s, man. I got a Swiss Army knife executive. My parents bought me a little knife, you know what I'm saying? I had bought my Western 49 in the 80s, and I had my survival knives in the 80s, and I had a Buckfield made in the 80s, and a Buck 110 folding hunter, but I didn't have multiple knives at that time. I just had, one or two knives, at most. I carried, it wasn't until I bought a Smith & Wesson Texas Rangers big Bowie knife, and I had access to YouTube, of course, so I got on there. I was like, hey, let me look up the knife and see what people say and see other people's reviews about it. And that was it. I got the bug. I seen other people's knives, and I was like, I got to have that one and that one. And the next thing you know, I'm collecting. So I guess I started in 2011. I've got pocket knives too, man. I probably have, I don't know. I got several Espadas, the XLs and the premium and the G10 versions and the large, the extra larges, what do I got? I got the Mayhems. I got a couple Mayhems. I really like the Mayhems too. Folding knives I carry I started to show this earlier, but just a little bit earlier, but I'm carrying the 4 Max, and I really like this. I'm probably one of my favorite knives I've carried so far, but I've carried different EDC, knives, pocket knives is what I EDC, and I've carried the last 6 years, I carried the Spartan, the Cold Steel Spartan, the Cold Steel Espada Large in G10, and now I'm carrying the, what do you call it, the 4 Max Scout. There he is. I was waiting for you, brother, to get on here, Rick. Rick, uh, what's that say? Anyway, I know your name's Big L, but Rick Grimes, you know what I'm saying? I used to watch that TV show until I got too far out. Can't keep my thing going. So, yeah, I probably started collecting in 2011 because I got on there, and I think the next knife I bought was the Timber Rattler Western Outlaw after I had purchased a Smith & Wesson Big Bowie knife. I didn't have the Smith & Wesson version with the mesquite handle that cracks either. I had the black synthetic, which was a lot nicer, and you can't even find that now. I've looked for it. I probably can find it. I haven't looked hard enough for it. It's not on top of my collector, list. Um, I bought what was it? I found out about the Western Outlaw and then Bud K, and from there I watched the Bud K video of the Jungle Fury Bowie, the old original one, like 15 years ago, whatever, and I was like, definitely had the Bowie knife bug. I've always had the Bowie knife bug since I got my first Bowie knife in the 80s, which was a Western 49. And I got that somewhere in 86, 87. Then I had no thoughts of collecting multiple knives that was $50 back then for that knife new was a lot of money. It's nothing now, but that's all Western 49 cost back in 87, $50. Now you can get a messed up one for $200 on eBay. So what's up with everybody? What's everybody doing tonight, man? Besides watching me. Really surprised I could catch anybody on a Friday night, to be honest with you. I was saying earlier, I just went to the gym, got my workout in, got a little tanning in, so I don't look too pasty. Oh, I love my tea. Yeah, that sucks. It doesn't take a lot of work to take care of them, but you do have to maintenance a lot of knives. It depends on what you buy. Like if you buy something 440C, it's probably not going to rust. So, do you got to work tomorrow, Chris? Oh, that's that off of eBay, L. Well, I appreciate everybody dropping in, checking in, man. I appreciate the views, and I can't thank everybody enough for that, for real. You know, I'm not going to exist without you guys. That's what it's all about, is you guys. I'm always up at this late, man, because I work 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. I work 12-hour shifts, and I work every single day. One week I'll work 3 days, and the next following week I'll work 4 days. So basically, my schedule would be like this weekend I'm off Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then I'll work Monday, Tuesday. I'll be off Wednesday, Thursday. Then I'll work next Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That schedule will keep repeating. You know, I'll have 2 days off, and 4 days off, or 3 days off. Yep. I mean, $75 ain't bad, but you won't get no stunner, that's for sure. Yeah, so I'm usually up at night, but I've been doing a lot of sleeping. After so many months, it seems like about 4 months of work, and I need a vacation, and I just took 4 days off now. You know, I'm hoping that's good enough. Uh, I just started getting burned out, man. Just feel like I ain't getting enough sleep or something. I've been doing a lot of sleeping. I just slept 8 hours in the bed and you got up and thought I was all right and messed around, got something to eat in the kitchen, went in my bedroom, got in a recliner chair, turned the TV on. I woke up 8 hours later again. I'm like, holy shit. Yeah, I guess I was tired, but I feel fucking good though. So, Rick, he wasn't here. Like, you start want to call you Rick again. Rick Grimes, L. I was showing this one, the Buck Field Mate. This was like a 110, a different. Yeah, I needed the 16 hours. Yeah, you're right, Chris, man. It takes 12 hours is rough. You're working a day and a half every day. I work 3 12s in a row. I worked a 40-hour week already. You know what I'm saying? It's like everybody else. But the only cool thing about it is when people work 5/8s, all week, they got to be there 5 days a week, man. I can't even, man, that is sharp. You can't even imagine, you know, working 5 days a week now. I have never sliced my hand pulling a knife from the sheath. Yeah, it's not swing shift because I don't ever do day shift. I always work nights. I'm always 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. and I'll work two on, two off. I never work more than 3 days in a row. Most of the time it's 2 or 3 days, and then I do get 3 days off on every other weekend, and I get, I'm always, like I said, I work 3 days one week, 4 days the next week. So I work in 28 days. I'll only work 14 days. Yeah, this knife is wicked. I was going to show this for a reason. If you look at it, the serrations and how it's got the serrated tip there and the saw teeth, and it's a lot like the Buck Field Mate, or not Buck Field Mate, but the Buck Master. This is the Buck Field Mate. This is the 339. This is new old stock, but copy of this. I should go get the version that's not mirrored. And I have it over there. You know, this was a small version of this, but this was, man, I had one of these in the 80s too. You know, it was one of the knives I had. When I lost my 49, I bought this because you couldn't get the 49 anymore. I have no idea if somebody stole my 49 or where I lost it, but it's gone. So I bought this. Wasn't a 49, but this was a damn good knife, man. And it's just so sharp, man. Nice. Yeah, and then I was showing, I don't know, what all you guys, when you guys got on or what you missed. I had a couple people for a little while and I showed them some of the knives that you probably didn't get to see. You know, I showed these. I don't know if you guys saw these. This used to be the Colt. Now there's the Old Smoky, but they're Alamo Bowie. You can see the sheath's pretty cool. Man, I really do like these. This one's in stag handle. I love the brass guard on these. It's just badass, man. Oh, yeah. Boy, you could open somebody up with the back cut pretty bad with these. I probably won't be able to monetize this video now. I said some pretty bad things, so like that right there. It is a Parker folding knife. Nice one. So, it comes in the wood handle version of that too, right here. I love these. Old Smoky. I don't know. It's hard for me to decide which one I like better. I may like the wood handle better one, to be honest with you. Although the stag handle one's nice. I had to have them both. Especially when I remember Colt had these and I always wanted to buy them and they quit making them. And I'm like, son of a bitch, And I'm like, and I looked and I was like, hey, that's a Colt. And I looked and it said, oh, Old Smoky. I'm like, oh, okay. So Smoky Mountain Knife Works got the blanks and they continue making them. So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to jump on these before they disappear next. It kind of reminds me of a Boker or the Bud K El Paso Bowie, if you ever seen one of them. They're a little bit longer than this though, but there's similar guard handle, just very similar clip, very similar knives. Colt Gunfighter Bowie. Why does that sound familiar? I know I've seen one of those before. I've got a couple of them Old Smokies that were Colts, but yeah, why does that Gunfighter Bowie sound familiar? Huh. It's too bad I couldn't have. Well, it'd be too many people have video. I was like, have video guys of you guys, or at least YouTube would set it up. At least give video to you guys when you guys are talking, and you could show me your knife or whatever. But if you guys even wanted to be on video, I don't think video's for everybody. I mean, it wasn't for me at first, that's for sure. Any knives you want to guys see? I can get out. Any kind of cutlery. Some Espadas, Mayhems, Bowie knives, of course. Man, that's a sound for the Gunfighter Bowie. I think I've seen that. You say clips? Oh, is it got file work on the back of the blade? Is that what you mean? God, I think there was a Colt knife too that I wanted so bad. It was so awesome. It wasn't really that expensive, back. I don't even know what the name of it was. It's gone. I mean, One thing I've learned in this game, the knives, just because the knives are here today, they might not be here tomorrow. If you want to grab something, you better grab it. Because literally, you can come back and a week later, 2 weeks later, and it's gone and it's not coming back. I don't know how many times that's happened to me. Of course, it's happened to me on the good end. Buy some knife and ain't really much of a knife. I mean, not terrible. I ain't saying it's bad or nothing, but didn't spend a whole lot on it. Kind of a budget blade. Next thing you know, they quit making it. Now the thing's like worth 4 times as much. So yeah, just like don't give any knives away. Don't sell any knives. Yeah, that's why I've never been able to get a knife when I had the money I want to get on her, and the knife that I want, they never have had it. So I'm like, I just gave up on that idea. I'm like, their knives are nice. Don't get me wrong, but they're not that nice that I'm gonna fight and wait over a lot. Try to beat all the clowns that are in a hurry. I mean, I see a lot of it as a fad. I'm not cutting them down or nothing. They're just big cleaver knives. Shit that you're gonna get that's 1/4 inch thick for batoning and shit. And I'm just not a big batoning fan. I think that's a YouTube skill, not a legit survival skill. I whose knives sell out all the time too now. It's starting to happen all the time. Is knives by hand. It's starting to get that bad in him. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that, man. I mean, I like their knives, but I'm not gonna. I'd like to have their V44. It's probably one of the only knives I'm really interested in. Smith and Wesson's made some nice knives. Yeah, knives by hand seems to be out of stock a lot of times. Like back when I first started following the site, no problem, man. But now it's like the last time got several knives from him. I got the Tejano, the Frank Bowie, the Fender Bowie, and a lot of the other stuff just not in stock. The Tejano I wanted wasn't in stock. I had to take the blackened version, which is not bad at all. But I wanted the one with the kind of reddish looking handle, and it still isn't in stock. I'll tell you one thing, that's one hell of a knife. Them Tejanos, holy fuck! You want a big knife that's big and not gonna break and just brutal, and a sharpened back cut that's like ludicrous. That's a Hano, man. I'm telling you, that's that's a crazy, crazy knife, man. Oh, I know. They were always I wouldn't say a budget. Well, kind of budget. You know what I mean? They were never real expensive. Especially for what you were getting. It was going to be a tough knife. 1095 or even 10. I like the 1075 is even less likelihood of breaking. That's why they went to the 1075. Is the 1095 was a little bit brittle. You could break it. I've seen guys been taunting with it again, and just bust a big piece out of the blade, just right out of the belly of the blade. I'm like a chunk. I'm like, holy shit, it just cracked. All right, brother. Have a good night, man. Thanks for checking in with us. Appreciate you all, you guys. Like I said, uh, any knives I can get, you guys want to see and talk about? Oh, I got some here. I don't want to bring up the same ones all the time, but I mean, I guess if that's whatever anybody wants to see, I guess it doesn't matter. You guys seem to like the 49s. I know the 49 videos seem to get a lot of views on my YouTube. The Rambo knives, the 49s, and the Crocodile Dundee knives. Those are probably your most popular videos. My Randall knives do pretty good too. So everybody's pretty quiet. I guess I can grab some more knives. Do I have a sword? Let me see what let me go look and see if I can find something. I'll be right back. All right, fellas. I'll have to sit back a little bit for this one. Sword, you said. Sword. Sword. Kind of like this Conan sword. Is that what you mean? Is that what we're talking about? I got too much light probably now. Oh yeah. Yeah, I got this is the only sword I have, the 10-pound Conan sword. Yeah. I probably got this. Oh, it looks like it's trying to rust on me. It is. This is actually carbon steel. Yeah, I'm gonna have to clean this one up. Damn it. This one does rust. It will rust. It's carbon steel, not stainless, so I got some. I can already see the stuff on it. It's not the first time I've had to clean this one up. It's just sitting in my living room. It's, you know, I can't believe it looks like this. It looked perfect every time I walk by it. No, this is legit. This is the windlass. These are about, well, they were $400 in. I don't know what they are now. I don't even know if, let me see here. I'm gonna get my polish real quick. I don't know if, when you already get rusted up, it's not likely you're gonna be able to clean it off with any polish, but this thing's pretty light. I don't know if I can get it off of here. I know you do, man. I saw it. Like I said, I've never seen one before, man. You know, and if I would have ran across one like that, I'm sure the price would have been ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Blue Magic. Yeah, you've got that. I don't even know if I've. There may be one guy that might have had one on YouTube. I'm trying to remember. You know, but I haven't really seen anybody else with one of those either. The Mistress. Oh, the Von Temsky bow, yeah. Sword, that's like a hoss of a knife, you know. Yeah, I know which knife that is. I don't have that one. I've thought about buying it a couple times, but I haven't. Yeah, it's not going to take this rust off of here. It's almost like a patina that's spotted everywhere. Like something got on it. I don't even know if I can get that in on camera. You can see the specks on it. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to, that's carbon marks everywhere that it's done that. I'm definitely gonna have to clean that up. I'd be sandpaper and buffer, and then trying to figure out how I'm going to keep it from rusting. Carbon steel. I mean, I don't know if I had to get another one, especially since it's a replica and I'm not really going to use it. And I could use that one. It's 1055 carbon, I think, so it would make it pretty tough, not likely to break. It would bend before it broke. Yeah, I thought about that too. That's been around probably at least 15 years, that knife that I know of. Von Tempsky. I know a guy that was over in, where the hell was he? Somewhere in, but literally a Viking. He was somewhere over in the frozen country somewhere. He had one, and he's talking about using it as a crowbar to pry locks off of buildings and stuff, because they'd be out in the wilderness in the middle of nowhere, and if they found some place to get in, they were freezing to death. They were prying a lock off, to stay alive. I had Thursday off, Friday off, Saturday and Sunday off. Last weekend I had to work. Damn, I can't believe it. I just cleaned that Conan sword up. I want to say not long ago, but it's been a couple years now, I guess. Luckily, I have a buffer in the shop and put some fine sandpaper on that thing. Yeah, once they rust, that's it. Anything else you guys want to see, man? Any kind of knives? I don't know if you guys saw the Cowboy Seabop's video on the spot of large. He was asking people, what knife did Mickey Rourke use in the Expendables? Was it the spot of XL or the spot of large when he threw it? And him and Jason Statham were throwing knives. Yeah, he was the only one I could think of, man. I used to talk to him somewhat. He don't seem to reply too much, give two shits. I don't follow him anymore. I know he had a bunch of old ones, man. I've seen his channel. But as far as anybody else, not really. Not anybody I know, especially and talk to all the time. And I've never seen one in real life. I haven't looked for one either. I got to be honest with you. It hasn't been on my list. Getting all the letter models, the 49 is, and I'm taking a break on that right now, man. I just bought so many knives. I keep saying I keep buying more knives, man, but I got to slow down a little bit. Shit. I want to get those knives. I'm going to get those before I get anything. The rest of the letters, I want to try to collect all letters or get as many as I can. And then, I need to get the ones prior to the set, in the early 70s, prior to the lettering, and still had the large pins and a couple more small pin ones, and I'm good. Oh man, what? I quit watching TV too, which that is a very good thing. But I do watch. I was watching movies back then, but I mean, that's all I'd ever see. I was watching any mainstream TV shows, and I ain't watching none of that. I ain't watching the news. I ain't watching all that bullshit. All right. But yeah, I've seen all the Expendables. I've seen the first one. I was like, wow, if you like, seeing those actors and liked how they did shit back in the day, and to have them all together in a movie, it's pretty cool. And then they had a lot of cool cutlery in it. But in the one scene, Chris, there's a scene with Mickey Rourke and Jason Statham. Mickey Rourke's in this kind of like bar-looking place or clubhouse, whatever it is, for the Expendables, and he's tattooing somebody, and he's got his same pipe that Cowboy Bebop did in his video today. Some kind of smoking. He's doing a tattoo, and he's like, "Oh, come on, let's go, Christian. Let's see." Lee Christmas or whatever the hell his name was in the movie. Let's see. He wanted to throw. And they threw at a target, and Mickey Rourke beat him. But I mean, Christian was off, or Lee Christmas or whatever the hell his name was off. He had something bother him, so normally would have threw a lot better. But yeah, it was a good scene because Christmas pulled out a switchblade, and Mickey Rourke pulled a spot of large out of his boot. But there always was the question, was that a large or an extra large? And it was a large. I mean, an XL would have dwarfed that one. The XL spotters are just gigantic. It is, especially the first two or three. The further you start, they come out with a fourth one, and I don't know. I'm not hearing anything good about it. Let's just put it that way. The first two, oh yeah, the first one was great. The second one, I think I've seen the third one too. Wasn't bad. You get to see all the knives from the Expendables. The one Gunner had, the big one with the white handle, ivory handle Bowie, the big one he carried in the movies. The toothpick that Stallone carried. The best, there's two of those, and I can't, I don't know which one of those I'd say is the best one of out of them. I mean, one's in 440 and one's in 1095, and they're the same cut, same mirror finish, same sheath, and that's down on their knives. I'll go get them, man. But those are my best ones. I showed them four on a video on a short yesterday or a day or two ago. The right edge is pretty nice. It's mirror polished. Has no crazy markings on the blade. Doesn't say China or Pakistan anywhere or nothing. It's just beautiful mirror polished blade. It's big. It's a lot bigger than the actual Dundee Bowies. But, it's probably not a bad one. But let me go get them. Yeah, I'll go get some knives, or down under knives, actually. Take these ones back. Get them out of the way. Make more room for more stuff. All right, back again with some more knives. Let's see, what did I miss? Oh, I can get that one out too. Now this one here is the right edge I was talking about. It's nice, but it's not a Dundee Bowie. It ain't bad though. You can see it's mirror polished. It's big. This is a really big knife. I think this is 18 inches or pretty close to it. That's one nice clip point too. This ain't bad for the price. This can be had on Smoky Mountain Knife Works, I believe. Let's see here. Laptop. I'm going to say this is the best Dundee Bowie knife going right here. And this is the version 2 sheath. There was a first version. I have both versions of the sheaths. I killed that other light. Now it seems too dark. The other one on seems too bright. Let's see here. I believe this is your best version out there, is this knife. I'm gonna turn the other light back on. Sorry, man. All right. Now we should be able to see a little better. Yeah, that's better. This is the original one that came out like 15 years ago or longer than that by Down Under Knives, the Outback Boy. The original video I just thought was pretty cool back in the day, you know, and this was the closest thing to the Crocodile Dundee knife there is, and it still is. I don't know if I can get this in here. It's a big knife. These are 16 inches overall with 11 inches of steel sticking out there. And it's got the leather ebony handle. Brass pommel and hilt. These are over a 1/4 inch thick. I measured it with my digitals and I was surprised. I thought maybe it might even be a little under, and it's a little bit over. This is probably your best Dundee knife, and I got this from Knife Country, maybe it was. It was one of them places like that. Oh, wait a minute. Did I get knife? No, maybe this one might have came from Amazon. I've had 2 of these. This is my second one. I know I got one from one of the knife stores. You know, I think it was Knife Country the first time, and then Amazon, which probably could have been the same place, you know, because companies all sell through Amazon. You know, I've had 2 of them, and you can Google them and just Down Under Knives and find a retailer. But later on, everybody said they should have made it out of 1095 because they didn't like 440C. So they made a 1095 version of it. Same thing, same exact thing, just in 1095, mirror polished, black leather handle. So they called it the Eclipse. Same pommel, same hilt, same thickness. Just a beautiful knife, and the closest thing you can get to it. And instead of the sheath being brown, this one was black. You know, this is the 1095. These are the closest things. This was a gift to me, so I don't know where she got it from. I mean, I really don't. This was sent to me as a gift from a female friend. So, and they do have a sharpening spike, and these will actually sharpen. I was surprised because they do have the grooves in them. Usually most of these steels won't sharpen. You know, it's got some ground up bones that look like teeth on here. Both of them. That's got to be the best. I'd go with the 440CL. Yeah, my 1095 version, I keep it in perfect conditions and everything, and it's still attracting rust. So, yeah, unless you want to stay on it constantly, and even if you stay on it constantly, have your feelings hurt when you go look at it and find a little speck of rust on it somewhere. Like, damn, as much as I take care of this, you know, yeah. Somebody asked me that the other day, how many knives do I have? I have a lot, man. A lot. A lot of knives. I'll go grab the Mistress Broddi, man, if you want. I can do that. Yeah, good question, huh? I have a lot of knives, man, and swords. All right, back again. More knives. Since we heard this one mentioned, I'll get it out. There's the sheath for it. This is the Mistress of Down Under Knives. This one, I'm surprised they didn't quit making it, but they never have, and it's been around a while. I haven't. There's videos of it on YouTube, but not very many. You know, it's surprised it wasn't more popular. This is 440C. Look at that. How'd you like to have this chop at you? Look at that clip. And it's sharp. It's just like sharp everywhere. This is stainless. This is 440 stainless. 440C, the mistress is. That's your 1/4 inch thick. Yeah. This is thick. It's got some weight to it, and it's got the leather handle too. This brass, I've cleaned it up several times. It shines up pretty nice too. Yeah, I didn't have to worry about no rust on this one. Never. You know, I've been thinking of, you know, all these knives that I have to maintain and stay on top of and look at after all the time. It's like, you know what, if there's a stainless version from now on, I'm just going to buy stainless because the carbon, trying to keep it looking pretty, if it's pretty, that's a chore. This is your best version right here. This is down under knives, the Outback, the original one. These are strong, these are tough. You know, you ain't going to do dumb shit with them. You know what I mean? These, you're not going to break it. You know, you're not going to hurt the edges. Like I said, they got a dual treatment for tempering this. So this temper is different from the spine than it is along the edge to make it more tougher. And I've not seen anybody break the blade part itself ever on one of these. But this is your best version right here. I mean, it's just a beautiful knife, man. It just, and I haven't do any maintenance to this thing. I polish it once in a while just to keep it looking shiny, but it hasn't rusted or anything. I haven't worried about corrosion. It's 440C. Of course, any 440 series is not going to rust, and the 440A being the best at rust resistant, of course, consider lower end steel. I don't know, whatever, but it's probably tougher. But you know, this is the Spot XL. Look at that. Everybody thought it was, like I said, it was on the video of Cowboy Bebop Knives TV. Which knife was used in the Expendables? It was this one. Guarantee it was this one. This is the large, which is big. It's got a 5.5 inch blade. I believe it's 12 1/4 overall. It's got the polished aluminum bolsters and SV35 steel. The triad lock. Cold Steel Old West, huh? So yeah, this is the movie that was in. This is the knife that was in the movie The Expendables. It was this one. It wasn't this one, but I have both versions. I got them in G10 too, but these are my favorite folding knives. You know, how could they not be? And they're so beautiful. And we just said what, the Cold Steel. I think you're talking about the Wild West one. Well, yeah, you won't have to worry about it with the 440C one. You won't have to worry about it if it gets wet or something. It's, you know, it's stainless. You know, yes, stainless can rust too. A lot of people don't realize that, but not very likely. It's got enough chromium and nickel in it, so it doesn't. Oh, Cold Steel Old West. It looks like that. Let me see what I can find. couple more. It's easy when you guys start mentioning knives. I just get them out. Yeah, for the Wild West boy, that's this one right here. The 49 knockoff. It's good copy. It's bigger. That's considered a satin finish even though it looks like mirrored. It's pretty shiny. How you doing in Portuguese? I can't write you in Portuguese because I don't know Portuguese, but I'll say hello in English. Is what real? This is a cold steel. This is real. This is the cold steel Wild West Bowie. Look how big that guard is. Jesus. This is a monster. You know, this is everybody says it's a copy of the Western 49, exact same thing and all that. It is and it's not. I mean, here's the Western 49. Look at that handle. This is mirror polish. This is brand new right here. This one, never used. Here it is next to the Wild West Bowie. The Wild West is bigger than the Western 49. Not a lot. Let's see. Maybe a little over an inch overall. But if you look at these lines, this line here that goes up here, it's not as pronounced and as even like you see on a Western. You know, this is, if you look, there's like, it's nice, but it's, I don't know, it's just, it's not Western quality. It's not. It's probably a hair thicker. I don't know. The Western isn't even 3/16 thick. I can tell you that. This one, the Wild West one, is probably 3/16. I can actually measure it and see. You know, it doesn't feel good. You know, it's crazy because you think these would be the same knife and they feel the same. This feels so much better than this. This feels more square and blocky and doesn't feel like wherever you grab it doesn't feel like the right place, but you keep feeling around, fidgeting, but you just can't, doesn't really want to, you know, seat in there. You know, like this one, as soon as you wrap your hand around it, it's like, damn, you know, the Western feels good, man. I mean, there's copies of the Western, but there is no actual, the only thing that tops a Western is a Western. Yeah, you call that a knife? That's a knife. Well, you like the Spyderco? It's stupid big. Yeah, it's not. There's bigger ones, but I'm trying to keep up with the comments now. Damn. Yeah, this. I still got to go with the Western. That handle feels so good in the hand. I mean, smooth. The wood feels smooth in the hand. You can tell the finish is so much better. It's more. It's rounded in through here. You know what I'm saying? When you grip it, it doesn't have any sharp hot spots. You can feel it right away. With this one here, nah, the handle doesn't feel as finished. You know what I'm saying? It feels more square here. It's just more blocky. I don't know. All right, Big L, we'll see y'all. Check out your video. Be glad to check it out. You have a good night, bro. Put this one up. I don't think I'm going to stay on too much longer. I don't know how long I've been on here now. There's no comparison though with the Western 49 and the Wild West Bowie. The Wild West Bowie is worth, the $100, what it usually is around there. I wouldn't pay no more than that for it. It is definitely probably made by Windlass Cutlery, my guess, for cold steel, actually. And now, here's Randall's version of what, the Mistress. This is the 1211 Randall. Stacked leather handle. See the Orlando marking. This is thick. I don't even know if I can reach my calipers. Let's see. Aha. Let's see how thick it really is. This is definitely more than a 1/4 inch. All right, here we go. Let's see what this is. On. Zero it out. We want to do it in millimeters. I'll show you what it is. Zero it out. A little over 8. Did I bump that? Let me see that. Yep. That's about 8 millimeter, man. That's thick. Let me see what that is in inches. .43 128. Can we get a more rounder number? Okay, it ain't quite a 3/8, but it's definitely more than a 1/4. That's a thick knife. This might have been 3/8 stock, and after them working it down, it might be, because it's slightly under 3/8. Wild West is pretty nice, man. I mean, especially if there's $78 right now too. What I understand, one of the other guys has said that. Yeah, these are about $800 right here. That's the Randall. I believe this is the. Oh, I can never remember. It's not the Confederate Bowie. There's 2 of them that look exactly alike. There's a Confederate Bowie and there's the Smithsonian Bowie. And this is the Smith one right here. That's their version of the Mistress. Of course, it comes with their typical Randall sheath. The Randall stuff stepped on the back there. Junky sharpening stone you wouldn't want to use on any knife you own. But it looks so cool. So let me show you. You're going to talk about buying that one here. I'll let you look at it again. I still like the Western better than this. I just feel like the Western feels more, the quality just feels better with the Western. The fit and finish is better on the Western. Way better. And this looks good on here. It's not a bad knife, and it's not disappointing at all to have, It definitely has that Western feel to it. But it's not a Western, and it has the Western style sheath. And you got the watch the Wild West Bowie, because Big Al, it will rust. It is 1090, 1085. It's some kind of carbon steel. I can't remember. I think it's 1090 or something. It's not 1095. It's not all the way up there, but it's close. But it'll rust, and I've had to keep an eye on it too. It's another one. If you don't watch it, you'll have rust all over it. I know Joe Doomsday has one, and he kept it under his bed for a couple months and went to get it out, and it was covered in rust. I mean, you gotta, because it just about makes you want to cry, you know what I mean? This has a typical swing sheath like the 49s have. The brass buckle here is a little thinner, you know, it's not heavy like the, it went the 49, or the Wild West Bowie to the floor. It's not heavy nickel plated like this one was on the 49. Yeah, the 49s were just, they were on another level, man. Yeah, I'm the same way, you know, I'm thinking the Wild West, you know, I was like, it's nice, you know, you don't feel like you got ripped off, but it's not as nice as you would think it is, and it's not as nice as a lot of guys portray it is, and some, like say, some guys are trying to put it on the same level as a 49, and man, it is not even close, you know. It looks similar. You can tell it's a copy. Even the name's a copy, but dropped it all the way across the floor. Didn't break it though, did it? Oh no, it's broke. This is carbon steel. I believe these are 1090. They don't come very sharp either. You'll have to sharpen it. I had to sharpen mine. I mean, it'll take a good edge. It'll get very sharp. But I really still believe this is coming from Windlass Cutlers. Windlass Cutlery, yeah. I believe they also make some of their other knives like Windlass does. I'm trying to think, there's some other ones that they make, but Windlass makes a lot of stuff for other people. Yeah, you know, it's funny because the 49s are carbon steel, and I mean, they rust too, but they don't seem to rust as fast. They will rust. I mean, don't get me wrong on that one. They don't seem to rust like the other ones as fast, you know. Apparently my Conan sword is really bad about it. It's twice now I've gotten it. And that's been sitting in the living room in front of me. I walked right past it. It looked like it was fine. Now I'm looking at it up close, and it looks like something got all over it and made it rust. So let's see how long I've been on here. An hour and a half now. So I think I'm gonna cut it off at that point, man. It's 8 o'clock almost my time here in Central Time in Wisconsin. I'll get off here. Maybe I can make some videos or something. I appreciate everybody checking in, man. Always appreciate the support. Always good to talk to everybody. Hope everybody stays safe and healthy. I don't know. I guess I'll give you guys a minute in case you say anything more. The last time I got off here that quick, Al, you said you didn't even, what happened to the video? You were like, it was over. I was like, you know, I'll give you guys a minute to say something. Unless he already signed off. Like I said, appreciate everybody showing up, man. If you ever have any more questions or anything about anything, you guys let me know, man. I'll be glad to try to answer them or show you whatever I got. Tell you what I know. All right, peace out. Broddi gone, man.